Welcome students. In this video we are going to see exercise 4.1 question number 2, which is represent the following situation in the form of quadratic equations. So here in this question we are just going to frame the quadratic equation. Now the first is the area of a rectangular plot is 528 meters square. The length of the plot is one more than twice its breadth, and we need to find the length and breadth of the plot. As I told you earlier, that equation is an important tool to find out something unknown, isn't it? And which two quantities are unknown here? So those are length and breadth. So now when two quantities are unknown to us, so naturally we may think for linear equation in two variable. But here we have to go with quadratic equation. And why? So let us see. So now first thing is assigning variable. Now when we assign the variable to any quantity, and when we have more than one quantity, we should always assign a variable to the smaller one. Now which one is smaller? So here length is one more than twice the breadth. That means very sure that length is greater than breadth. Is it okay? So length is greater than breadth, hence we will assign variable to breadth. And then we will express length in terms of breadth. Is it clear? So now, what should be the first statement in the solution then? Let x be the breadth of rectangular plot, or let breadth of the rectangular plot be x meters. So what will be length? It is one more than twice the breadth, that is 2x plus 1 meters. Now what is area? Area of rectangular plot is length into breadth. So here multiply the two. So x into 2x plus 1, actually 2x plus 1 into x, both are correct. So x into 2x plus 1 is equal to 528. Simplified, so you will get 2x square plus x is equal to 528, and then bring it in standard form. So that is 2x square plus x minus 528 is equal to 0. So is it quadratic equation? So we say yes, it is quadratic equation representing the above situation, isn't it? Now why we are going with quadratic equation? This is because we have the condition area is equal to length into breadth. Is it okay? So whenever, if it is perimeter, then we have two options. We can go with quadratic equation, we can go with equation in one variable, or we can go with equation in two variable. But here, as it is product, so x into x you are going to get, so that's why quadratic equation will be opting. Is it clear, children? Let us go to the next problem. The product of two consecutive positive integers. Now we are talking about two consecutive positive integers, and we very well know that those are taken to be x and x plus 1. Is it okay? So two consecutive integers and their product. So again, what will you obtain, children? You will get another quadratic equation. Is it okay? So let us go for the statement here. So let the two consecutive integers be x and x plus 1. You can write, I have written numbers, so you can cut that word and write integers. So let the consecutive numbers be x and x plus 1. Now I have deliberately written here number also, because this is true for any number. Okay, it's not only for integers. You can, any numbers means whole numbers or natural numbers. Is it okay? So you can talk about two consecutive whole numbers, again x and x plus 1, two consecutive natural numbers x and x plus 1. Is it okay? So let the consecutive numbers be x and x plus 1. So what will be the condition? Their product will be x into x plus 1, which is equal to 306. So open the bracket, so you get x square plus x minus 306 is equal to 0. So you got the second, you got equation, quadratic equation for this second problem also. Let us go for third problem. Now Rohan's mother is 26 years older than him. The product of their ages 3 years from now will be 360. So we would like to find out Rohan's present age. So what should we do for finding Rohan's present age? So again we have to assign a variable. Now we are talking about Rohan and Rohan's mother, two persons. But again the product, again underline the condition, product of their ages. So naturally again here also you will get, or you should go for quadratic equation, that is one variable. So now how to do? So Rohan's age, suppose we take x, because Rohan will have, naturally he will be the younger one. So Rohan and his mother will have x plus 26. So instead of taking another variable, can we represent mother's age with the same variable? So yes, x plus 26. Is it okay? So now you have, this is Rohan's age and this one is mother's age, and then you can apply the conditions. So in these problem, again you have two quantities, unknown quantities. Is it okay? So again there can be like for double mind whether to go with simultaneous equation, that is equation in two variable, or quadratic equation, that is in one variable. So which statement of the, or which part of the problem will give you hint that you're here, okay, you have to go with quadratic equation. So I have underlined product of their ages. Are you getting, children? So I hope you have understood the need and concept of selecting the quadratic equation or equations in linear equations in two variables. So now this solution for this example, let Rohan's age be x years, mother's age will be x plus 26. After 3 years their ages will be x plus 3, and here x plus 26 plus 3. So naturally according to condition we have x plus 3 into x plus 26 plus 3 is equal to 360. Simplifying, so you get x square plus 32x plus 87 minus 60 is equal to 0. Once more simplification, so x square plus 32x minus 273 is equal to 0. Are you getting? So again you get a quadratic equation. So now let us go to the fourth problem. Now a train travels a distance of 480 km at uniform speed. If the speed had been 8 km per hour less, then it would have taken 3 hours more to cover the same distance. We need to find the speed of the train. So here we are talking about three quantities now, which are speed and distance and time. And what is the relation between them? So speed is equal to distance upon time. Here distance is constant. It is constant. Is it okay? And what is happening? The speed is decreased. So naturally time required will be more. So there are two situations. Is it okay? And which two quantities we are going to relate? S and T. Now can we express time in terms of speed and distance? So yes, we can rearrange the formula. So we have S is equal to distance upon time. So can I write time is equal to distance upon speed? Is it okay? Now using this formula we will try to formulate the situations. Now here we are talking about two situations. So we clearly take case 1 and case 2 and then try to frame the equation. So first what we need to find out? Speed of the train. Speed of the train, let it be x. So solution will be, let speed of the train be x km per hour, and let another variable t, which is taken or which is representing time taken by the train. Is it okay? Now we are not using equation, linear equation or two variables in the equation, but for simplicity we have to assume this t in initial part. So let t be the time taken by the train. Now case 1. Now what is case 1? So case 1 is when time taken by the train to cover 480 km with speed x. Now speed is x, time required will be t1, suppose we take, as we are talking about case 1 we will take it as t1. So we will write t1 is equal to 480 upon x. What is t1? It is 480 upon x. Why? What is 480? 480 is distance travelled, and what is x? X is the speed. So here time required we take it as t1, which is time required in case 1. Understood? So let us go for the case 2. Now what is case 2? Time taken when speed is decreased by 8 km per hour. Now what is decreased speed? So what will be new speed now? Now new speed will be x minus 8. Is it clear? So if it is x minus 8, let t2 be the time taken. So t2 will be equal to 480 upon x minus 8. Are you getting? Now which time will be greater? So of course, which time will be greater? T2 will be greater. Are you getting? Because speed is less. So if speed is decreased, time required will be more. Isn't it? So time required in second case will be more. So we write T2 is greater than T1. Understood? So therefore T2 is equal to T1 plus 3, because that more time required is 3 hours. So T2 is equal to T1 plus 3. Here you should not interchange these places of T2 and T1. It should be very clear that T2 will be greater. T2 will be greater. Is it okay? So we rearrange, then we write T2 minus T1 is equal to 3. Now we put the values of T1 and T2 in this particular equation. We can name this equation as 1. Is it okay? So putting T2 and T1 values in equation 1, what do we obtain? We obtain 480 upon x minus 8 minus 480 upon x is equal to 3. Is it okay? So 480 upon x minus 8 is time taken in second case. 480 upon x is equal to, it is time taken in case 1. Now simplifying this equation, because still it is not in the form of quadratic equation. So let us simplify. We can take 480 common. So in bracket you will get 1 upon x minus 8 minus 1 upon x. Now simplifying this, so we can have x into 1 and 1 into x minus 8. And what will be LCM of these two? It is x minus 8 into x. So see how to do calculations now. So 480 into x minus 8 upon x into x minus 8. I have taken the LCM of x, product of x minus 8 into x. Are you getting? And then cross product 1 into x minus 1 into x minus 8 is equal to 3. RHS is as it is. Is it okay? Further simplifying, opening the brackets, you get 480 x minus x plus 8. Now y plus 8. Here also there is possibility of mistake, so you keep it as minus 8 and then answer comes wrong. So here it is minus will become plus. So x minus x plus 8 upon x square minus 8x. So x will cancel. So what will remain in the numerator now? So in numerator it will be now 480 into 8 upon, in downward it is x into x minus 8. I have opened the bracket, so x square minus 8x is equal to 3. Now here 3 ones are 3, and can we cancel this? So 3 it is coming, 3 ones are 3, 3 6 are 80, so it is 160 into 8. Is it okay? 16 3s are 48, so we can cancel the numbers, because if you reduce the number then possibility of error is minimized. So 160 3s are 480, so we have cancelled that, and then we get again reduced form of the equation as 160 into 8 upon x square minus 8x is equal to 1. Now we can go with cross multiplication. So x square minus 8x will be shifted to right hand side. So it into 1 is equal to 160 into 8. Isn't it? So let me write. So 1. Now I have multiplied even 160 into 8. So it will be 1280. You can verify that by doing own calculations by your own. So 1280 is equal to x square minus 8x. Rearrange to get the standard form. So I'll shift 1280 towards RHS and then exchange RHS with LHS. So what will I obtain? I'll erase this arrow. So I'll obtain now x square minus 8x minus 1280 is equal to 0. So this is quadratic equation representing the above condition. Now the speed problems. These are very important problems. Is it okay? And you should understand them thoroughly, and you should be able to frame the equations. Once you frame the equations, then solving part, and then you will get the value of variable, that will be the required speed of train. So solving equations we will see in next video. Thank you children.